We back. This the third episode. We got my nigga Juan Poe.
Whoa.
Coming through like Shine Poe. And then we got
Right.
C's whatever and all that.
What's up, everybody?
Episode, man, podcast. Fuck, sorry for the wait. Like Weezy said, fuck, we back though. Man, what's been going on, my nigga Ryan? You look like you chilling on the island, dog. I mean, I know Louisiana sound. So I know New Orleans surrounded around a lot of water, but man, you look
Hey
like
man,
like that area.
hey man, like
Feel nice.
it feels nice. One thing my brother taught me, a little bit at a time. So I got my shit set up nice, a little bit at a time, so I can come back, sit outside and it feel like I'm in fucking Florida, even though I'm not. You know what I'm saying?
Like you're in paradise, huh?
Closest thing I can get to it for now, bro.
Well, I guess you're right. I guess we all kind of making the best out of whatever we making it out of, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Any little bit you can get, man.
Yeah, man.
Something I want to ask y'all about, because me and my partner from Baltimore, we was having this conversation about this. Cardi B, I seen she had just got a Grammy for Album of the Year, Rap Album of the Year. And he was calling me up from Baltimore, and he was saying, man, I feel like Nipsey was supposed to have that or whatever. And I was like, I love Nip. But from what I remember, I felt like that album, I know like when Nip passed, it kind of made his sales go up and, the streams went up and all that. And, the album really, did real good once he passed. Unfortunately, it always seemed to happen like that. But I was telling him at the time when Cardi B dropped that album to me, she had the bigger records and her shit just had more steam. It was just like a lot that helped, make her album really big. Now I can see if we were talking about the Kendrick Lamar and the Macklemore, because Kendrick had hot records on there.
Oh, that was terrible.
The album had.
That's why you can't put no weight behind, to me, the Grammys.
Now I do think that Nipsey album, like people kind of slept on Reasonable Doubt for Jigga, but some people still feel like right now Reasonable Doubt a classic, but a lot of people didn't think it back then when it came out in 96.
Everybody slept on Reasonable Doubt back then when that shit came out.
So
everybody go back. All was on, especially
people.
from down here. They lying.
Right. So what I'm saying
that's
about
not true. That's not true, man.
I'm not saying not everybody.
For the most part, right.
Yeah, all eyes on me.
It was very small.
Yeah, right. Because all eyes on me came out.
Right, Juan.
Yeah, all eyes on me came out.
You right, Juan.
BG, Chopper City, and then all eyes on me really big. All Eyes on Me was a monster. But anyway, I'm saying like when it came out, so I felt like the time, but I just felt like I was telling him, I was like, so you might be a little biased because you went to school in LA and you really love Nipsey. I'm just looking at, I feel like what make a good album to me is like the production, the concept, the direction, the lyrics, and the hits too. That might be something that kind of, you got to kind of all consider, just like a good linebacker or whatever you might say. He got to have to be great. And I was like, I just feel like she had a great rap album at that time. I don't know. I ain't saying Nipsey shit wasn't hard, but I don't know if Nipsey had them hits. That was them other big records too to kind of drive it over the top, whatever. But I don't know. Maybe I might be wrong.
Let me ask, can y'all educate me on this? So this is the recent, like this.
That's the one. No, that's the one when she had the Bodak Yellow and all that on there, and she had
when she really blew up,
in a brick in
all
head.
Right. The thing. So did that album come out in 2019 or 2018?
Man, damn, when
that was 2018. I think
2018. Yeah, the same year Nipsey was up for
came out in
that category. So Rick,
but when did Nipsey? But my question is, when did Nipsey's album come out? Was it that year or was it the year before?
It was the same
because what I remember, well, I know it was in the same category, but that's why I need to know. My timing might be off, because for me the answer is not the answer, but it depends on when Nipsey dropped, because I don't remember when he dropped. I don't know if Nipsey dropped in 2017 or 2018, because the same album that he was awarded the Grammys for,
that's the last
people didn't show it love. It was like a Reasonable Doubt, to the point where it wasn't that album wasn't appreciated while the man was alive.
Right. That's what
and but like unlike Jay-Z, Jay-Z was alive to see people catch on to it. He didn't.
Right.
So I don't know. I would have to see when the albums came out.
Right.
Because
Cardi B's came out April 6th, 2018.
Right.
April 6th. And then so that April 2018.
Okay.
And then Discography. Marathon Ventini. No, that's not it.
Nip got
Victory
killed.
Lap. And then his Nipsey's came out 2 months prior, February 16th, 2018.
I'm saying, yeah. So it's still
so with that, since I have the facts now. If we take out the unfortunate incident, what happened to Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace, Nipsey. We take out that incident,
right?
And we just go music,
right?
All right. And I'm not saying that the album wasn't better than Cardi B's. I'm just talking about what it did while he was alive.
Right.
He wasn't all over the place like Cardi B was at that time.
Right.
I don't know if that is, if being all over the place means you're supposed to win a Grammy or not, but it does seem that like that album was underappreciated, unfortunately, while he was alive.
A lot of
so
I
wanna go with that. I don't want to go with the emotion of what happened to him afterwards, that tragic incident, and I don't want to go with that feeling after that. I want to go what happened. If hers came out in April and his came out in February or whatnot, I want to go on what happened from February until the day before, that untimely and unfortunate thing happened to him. And I think if we use that time frame, just from the time, that he was alive, I think not that the album was worse than Cardi B's album, but Cardi B's album was definitely getting more traction and more plays, more stands, and things of that nature. And those are the things, more Billboard hits and things of that nature.
Love and hip hop.
But wine, like you said, it's not like the Grammys are in the club checking out for the little babies and for the new hottest guys. Yeah. And they're looking at these things like the Billboard charts and things of that nature.
Saying they had it wrong.
And come again?
So you saying the Billboard, you saying the Grammys had it
wrong? I'm not saying that they had it wrong. What I'm saying is that it's been proven that they're not necessarily in touch with the true pulse of hip hop and what is actually culturally important to hip hop. Hence, people like Jay-Z only having the amount of Grammys he have and things of that nature. Like the year Macklemore won, Macklemore said that Kendrick Lamar. But no, I'm just saying Macklemore said Kendrick Lamar should have won.
Yeah. The biggest one for me growing up was when Coolio beat All Eyes on. When he beat
like things of that nature, like for example, so you know what I'm saying, and these things have been happening. These things have been happening over and over again, right? So with that being said, I don't expect them to
hit records though.
To get it right, I see what you're saying.
No.
Pac had hit records on Me Against the World. What I'm saying, he had Dear Mama, he had a lot of big records on there. But what I'm saying is, I don't know if he had the type of massive records, and like you said, all that stuff played into what Cardi B was doing on the internet, her whole big old movement at the time.
Just the whole movement.
Yeah, so like I said, I feel like when Kendrick, with Kendrick, I feel like that was a good one because Kendrick had the album, it had the direction or whatever, the whole concept. He had to hit records on Good Kid, Mad City. That one I can understand it, but I'm telling him I feel like you just saying it because you were just a Nipsey fan, and you just feel like he got beat out that album. I feel like I love Nip. I've been fucking with Nip since 2009, but I feel like
I think
third that one or whatever. And then she from a city that's just as big as his city or whatever and all that. He big on the West. But
I don't know, Juan. What you think, bro? Because I think it might be one of those things where
I think you just
you look.
Yeah, no, I think it's what you're saying. Like I said, I don't even keep up with the Grammys, but because they lost me a long time ago, like I said, with the Coolio Tupac, and then with the Macklemore, that was crazy. But it's just look, you was going, that's crazy. So you got that love of hip hop shit was huge. You know what I'm saying? So the Grammys looking at that like, urban, aka black people are watching this. Everyone's watching this. I think they started using that as kind of like a barometer as well. Like, hey, she's on these shows.
The main thing that they look at.
I'm talking about how the Grammys are looking at it.
I think they look at the sales. That's why they won't make them.
They're looking at what's on the Billboard.
They look at the Billboard charts. Right? They're not really listening to it all the time.
And just because just because you have the highest selling album of the year, it doesn't mean it was the most
don't mean it's the
received
best
or the most or it was
the cultural impact.
The culture
Right.
look as
Yeah, because they have
the best
pop
album.
for
Like,
that,
you know.
you know.
Like, you know.
That's what they
Shout
got
out to
different
Lil
genres
Nas
for that.
X. You know.
How you feel
Nas
about
X.
that? Y'all heard about what Pac said? Well, Eminem said he feel like Tupac one of the greatest songwriters all the time.
Yeah, that's a given. That's
I was like,
water is wet.
Pac said
I mean, it's something coming from him, and I think look, we older, so especially when we hear about stuff like from our generation, you hear it becomes like this breaking news because the newer generations just, you know, they're hearing about it or whatever, but we already knew this. Like it, and the people that hate Pac or whatever, and you know, and I know, you know, I you know who they are. You know, they could, when you hit them with that, well, you know, songwriting, like you can't dispute that. Like there is no, you could say you thought Biggie was a better rapper, or you thought his line, he didn't have no punchlines, he didn't have no whatever. But you can't dispute that he was a songwriter and he wrote some of the most
heartfelt shit, dog.
Heartfelt
music
songs
is about feeling. You got that soul,
right?
Yeah, you got soul. You gonna feel Pac music.
So Eminem saying it is kind of like, okay, someone quote unquote valuable is saying that. So, and you know, the younger generation is kind of like, oh, you know. So I think it's like breaking news for them, but for us, we already knew that. I mean,
man, I don't know if y'all said
period.
That boy, I was looking at that shit too with the dude Ahmaud Arbery out there in Georgia that got killed on 23rd.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Saying that the man that owned the house name was Larry English, right? And that was his property. So he had the little camera on his property. He said the dude ain't commit no crime. He said he met the dude's son, Gregory, one time, a little brief introduction or whatever, but he was like, I don't have nothing to do with that. I don't see nowhere where the guy committed a crime. It wasn't go that far. Also, I'm like, that shit crazy how people could make a citizen arrest. Like everybody won't make citizen arrest now. Everybody feel like you doing something. I think you doing something. I'm gonna go ahead and make an arrest. And then if you try to fight me back, I just gotta shoot you and kill you. Like that's how we doing it.
These type of stories and what you see here inspires them to get more bold and more bold and more bold. And they already got the complex where they feel like nothing they do is wrong, or they got the moral high ground for whatever reasons.
Right.
They feel like that already. So all of this, you know, cases like that is important for them. To the Zimmerman case, that was important.
Yeah, that's what they really meant.
It's important for these people to be held to justice because if not, it's a snowball effect. You know, it's just they just get more bold and they just feel like they could do whatever because they get away with it.
Right.
You know, look, the way I looked at that video where and you already knew they was gonna pull out whatever they could pull out.
Right.
Try to assassinate his character.
It backfired.
The man, look, I've done it before. I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah, look at the house and shit. Yeah.
Especially if you know, you got to look at his background too. You know, did he ever do any side jobs? Did he ever work with anybody that was a contractor or a plumber, whatever? You know, you walk into a job and these jobs are open. You know, sometimes I remember we was working on a house doing siding and the next house is, you know, new construction from the frame up.
Right.
And you go in there sometimes after work or during lunch break, you just you're looking to see how they do it just out of curiosity.
Right.
How you do something. He might have been trying to do something at his house.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where he was like, hey man, I wonder how they do
like
this.
Style or something like that. Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, he didn't commit a crime. He didn't grab nothing.
Right. And
it didn't even look like he was looking to grab something. That's the crazy part.
Even if it was trespassing, that's not serious enough to kill nobody. Just because they stepped on a property and just looked. Like, what the fuck?
All it takes for that police or that defense attorney, whatever, all it takes for them to look good is just any little ill-perceived
that'll be good only if it was the owner's property and you saying that like, all right, you trespassing, I did this, but it ain't even your property.
Committed no crime.
Yeah, you policing my shit. I ain't giving you authorization to say watch my shit or whatever. If somebody come over, you know. So
I want to know how they even got that video. You know, if the
owner had gave it to him, but the owner said that I didn't see no crime that Ahmaud had committed. He said I saw the stuff and I didn't call the police and say, you know, dude did anything.
You didn't have a problem with it.
Whatever. He said y'all just hit me up about it because what's going on now about, you know, the how big the cases got or whatever in the public. But he like, I didn't see nothing he did wrong and all that. I feel like they
look, man, at the end of the day, even if they felt some kind of way, you know, maybe I don't see it, but maybe let's play devil's advocate. Mm-hmm. I see somebody going through my neighbor's, you know, new construction or whatever. at best, I mean, I wouldn't do it because I'm a good neighbor. I'm gonna peep it out. I'm gonna be looking from here.
Right.
I'm gonna let you know what happened or what's going on.
Right.
If if we rock like that, if we're cool, like if we're neighbors like that,
right.
But at the same time, like if they felt like why even have an encounter when you could just call the police?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Everybody doing these citizens.
I'm not saying it would have been any better gone any better for the man, because some of those videos are crazy
Ryan?
too. But
what you think, Ryan?
I'm tired of this shit.
People making citizen arrest and shit.
And this shit's scary because my son and my kids like around his age, around the trade-born age and all that stuff, right?
Right.
And so you try to train them. You have to teach them these certain things that you actually shouldn't have to fucking teach children. But you try to teach them these things, to help them get through certain encounters with certain types of people, right?
Being a black man in America.
That shit ain't working. Shit ain't working, you know what I'm saying? And the bottom line is this, I don't want to go into details of the stuff, man, because this shit is getting out of hand, man. It's getting worse and worse. But the bottom line is this. Every time this happens, the gangsters, they don't say nothing.
Right.
They don't do nothing.
Right.
But they gonna smash a nigga.
That look just like him.
Next time they play with him or whatever.
Look, it's funny you said that.
Hold on. Let me finish, bro.
This is your point. This makes sense. Because I was looking at some stuff with
and then hold
and they had a party.
Hold on.
All right.
Hold on, Geedy. Then the conscious woke political people, they turn to Grambling State, Southern, FAMU, Prairie View, and they won't have a fucking parade. They just fucking kill somebody. And we having a 5K for this man. Run for Ma? That's what we doing? We gonna run for him? About to be having a 5K? And they push people in the middle who about protecting their family and their people because it seems like we on our own. Because me and some of my close associates, we have a pact. And that shit wrong, but I just pray every day that I never have to feel with that father and that mother. Fuck with Lexi, son. We're not having no 5Ks. We ain't having no 5Ks.
I had saw something
straight up.
Because it was a Jewish guy had passed, and a lot of his friends was, mourning them, and they was all walking, but it was too many of them, I guess, and there wasn't social distance. So the police was trying to stop him, and I guess one of them kind of wasn't listening. They felt, and they tried to arrest him, but he was still kind of resisting a little bit. Nobody didn't slam on the ground and pull out no gun and try to tase him, do none of that. And he kept trying to resist, but they still was trying to reason with him and all that. So they finally, after a while, they finally arrested him and walked him off and all that. But those dudes was trying to fight them police back or just kind of push him you ain't about to handle him. But the police ain't shooting none of them or do them nothing. They had another video with a bunch of black people. And this dude got slammed to the ground, all these black people out there, whatever. And it was their family member. When they try to run up, the police was looking like they were going to hit them. Dudes running back, the black dudes ain't try to. They're like, no, brother, don't hit him, don't handle like that. But they wasn't really doing what the Jewish guys doing. Them dudes willing we're going to fight with him. We're going to die with him. You ain't about to handle him. But the black people, like you said, they knew their place. They was they got scared and they ran back and they let the police handle a black man like that.
Geedy.
It's crazy.
It's a different set of rules, man.
Geedy, what all of us are saying is that it's hot outside in the summertime in New Orleans. We know that shit. Everybody know that shit. Everybody know it. Are we gonna put sunblock on? We gonna put a hat on and some glasses? Or we gonna sunburn?
Right.
We keep the shit is on video. The shit been on video since Rodney King. The shit been in paper since print. You understand what I'm saying? And we keep going. We keep talking about this. We keep going through this over and over again. And
right, here we go again. Huh? Same old shit, just a different day. Huh?
And it's until people start standing up for their families and their people, it's gonna keep on happening.
Yeah. Man, damn wine, bro. That dude, I don't know. I know you we was talking about that shit the other day, dog, that 6ix9ine shit, bro. But god damn, dog. Man, yeah, dog. I mean, come on, bro. Like this man breaking records. Everybody just feeling like this the way. Like, people just feel like go rat on niggas, color your hair all kind of colors, troll people.
Look, I think with him, he
Taking
kind of
it
was
too
on a
far now, dog. I mean,
he kind of was on that path already because of the whole troll thing. You know, certain artists, you know, 50 Cent was another one. You know how to rob. You know, they know how to capture people's attention, and controversy sells, yada yada. So he was kind of on his way there beforehand. Now, I mean, with the whole trial and all of that, hey man, listen, it's a whole new generation.
Yeah,
it's a whole new generation.
Because a lot of people
whoa, listen.
You don't got to watch he got, don't talk about him. You don't got to watch like he got and don't say nothing.
But I mean, listen, you go ahead, Rob. I'm gonna let you go.
What we can't do, because like, let's say if we saying, which I didn't say you said that, but let's say if we saying he a sucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't be like, man, you know how this generation is. All them boys ain't suckers.
Right.
So let's not put it on the generation.
Oh, that's true. No, that's true.
All right.
Let's not put it on a situation. Let's put these people in here.
Isolated.
Let's isolate this shit, man, because people ain't isolating this shit, right? Now, this is the thing about it, bro. And this is a great lesson. They got a whole bunch of good lessons in this shit. So children, and I told Leslie this, my daughter. Buku, I said I hope they teach. I said I hope they teach when the shit all play out. Hope they teach it in school. I hope, because there's a lot of lessons that a lot of y'all
there's
can
so
learn
many.
from this.
But everybody's focusing on one.
Everybody focusing on one.
Everybody's focusing on one lesson. There's so many lessons.
This is one of the first things, bro. Let's go off of each other. You know what I'm saying? If God bless us and we able to, you know, hopefully make a quarter off this thing, or, you know, a career, something like this, that'll be lovely. But, you know, we fool with each other. We have genuine love for each other. You know what I'm saying? As human beings, as people. You know what I'm saying? That's just us, right?
Right.
Let's put everybody in that circle.
Mm-hmm.
The 6ix9ine, the people who introduced them to the set, all that shit on both sides was usury. So let's start there first. It was a whole bunch of motherfuckers using motherfuckers, which you ain't gonna get your blessings left. You know what I'm saying? So the vibe already is set for a path of destruction. It might take years, it might take months, but the whole thing is already on a course for destruction. Now, lesson for the gangsters.
Money, high stakes, a lot of money involved.
All right.
You already
all
making
money
deals
ain't
with
good.
People that
all money ain't good money.
Absolutely. Well, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? For the little kids who teeter in that line, that gangster shit real, boy.
Shit is real.
Gangster shit real, boy.
And it's
don't
codes.
Play with that shit.
It's rude.
Don't play with that. Don't play with that shit. You find yourself kidnapped. You find your mama getting kidnapped. You find yourself in jail, boy. You know what I'm saying? That clout. Because guess what? They got dudes who were out when 6ix9ine was out, and these dudes just kind of kept on chugging along. And no, they didn't have 2 million followers on their IG Saturday, but Lil Baby and them making money. They didn't have to do all that, bro. You don't have to do all that, bro.
Yeah. No, you don't. Especially nowadays.
Right.
But guess what's most important, bro? It exposed our government, because they gave a person who orchestrated a lot of the things that happened less time than the people who either did it or even attempted to do these things. And in the grand scheme of real life, that shit is ass backwards.
Yeah.
So it kind of so if you can look at a Shotty, let's say you don't know Shotty, right? Mm-hmm. No, that's not Shotty. I ain't gonna even say him. Let's say you look at Kuda Beef, right? Mm-hmm. You know, that was the dude who 6ix9ine paid to shoot at Chief Keef, right?
Right.
So he got more time than the person who paid him to do the job, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a fucked up.
Never.
That's fucked up.
So that's a so.
Government's got their hands dirty too.
We should start
back in the day.
So we should start looking at people cases, man. If this is what's going on, because if that's the way they playing the game to get whoever they have to get, that's not right. That's not how you do it. You don't take the 10 little men because the big man.
That goes to show
what I'm saying?
How inept the federal government is. Like how shoddy their work is. You know what I'm saying? And look, that also goes back to I guess the code, right? The code, don't snitch. You know what's crazy is a lot of times if everybody really adhered to that shit, the government doesn't have shit. Yeah, the government don't really have shit to stick on you. They're gonna throw everything they can on you, but at the end of the day, a couple years, you're gonna walk out of there with no charges.
What they do have is what they do have is unlimited resources. You know what I'm saying?
They're not gonna stop. They're gonna keep coming. But at the end of the day, yeah, if everyone adhered to that. But look, going back to it, and you know, I know anybody watching this, they don't really know. Y'all know me. You know, a lot of people might not know me. That you know, you hear, oh, yo, he's sticking up for him. Just like I see BG's son, posting, and the youngsters. And especially certain youngsters, I could understand, and I do understand, right? Because I was that young. I absolutely understand. I know what it is, but also and this is why I keep going back to it, because I'm looking at it. What if it was your son? What if it was your son? Look, if it was me, I would have never put myself in a situation. I can't speak for him, but from my understanding, listen. That shit doesn't need to be done nowadays. In our era, was that gangster shit was selling, and you had to kind of back that shit up. Now you got what? Little Tekka, you got Lil Nas X, you got a lot of dudes that are Kid Cuddies. You got all of these dudes that are genuinely themselves, quote unquote. They're not out there portraying the shit, and they selling crazy records. They're making money. That shit kind of died. Is there still room? Because America loves its gangster shit. It loves its drugs. Is there still room for that? Yes. But this is my thing. The lessons learned are here. It's not just the snitching shit. It's also, hey, look at this guy, all right? Look, if I'd have came up with my friends. I guess I was blessed enough in a fortunate situation where I had some solid individuals amongst me. So where I don't need the protection from Treyway if I'm coming up. Even if I'm talking that gangster shit, I'm good. But maybe he wasn't in that situation. Regardless, it wasn't worth. It was a stupid move on his part.
Stole your soul, man. Take your lick. That's
they didn't. No,
but that's different. Look, I understand that.
Why they didn't press him? Why they didn't press him?
Man, bitch ass shit.
Like I don't know if you know. I don't know if you know his whole story. I don't know if you know his whole story or whatnot. But he was signed. He was doing his little thing.
I know he filmed a lot. I know he was filming, and that's what stood out to me when I first seen him. We talked about that. The videos I like.
I'm just talking music. I'm just talking music. Right. Like even right before then, you know, he was doing these little anime looking videos. You know, where he had big eyes and all that shit like that. Right. But that shit wasn't selling. So you know, he met these dudes or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And,
like gimmick shit.
Like I said. And so, you know, he asked him the day he shot that Gummo video, that's when he met them dudes. Like a lot of people don't really know that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like that's crazy. Yeah. And but like I said, I think, you know, it was something like, you know, they saw
it's unnecessary.
I'm just saying, I think they saw, you know, something in him that they thought they could
I think both of them did.
I wouldn't. I don't know if I'm.
And I just want to finish my point right quick. And look, it's not that I'm fighting for this man to be like, hey man, he absolutely had a part. He's gonna have to live with that. He's gonna have to listen. You know what it is. I'm no longer in a situation like that. But hey, to have to look over your shoulder for the rest of your life, that's not. And look, and from the way and from what I'm seeing so far. It's a matter of time for to get you.
Yeah, he can enjoy it.
What I'm trying to say is, look, the lessons learned there aren't just, hey, son, you can't go out and snitch. It's no, son. That whole gangster shit is all a fucking gimmick. most of your OGs, because them dudes are supposed to be OGs.
Yeah.
Them dudes was, you go look at the chart, how they was running, everything, how they was running the operation. Them dudes was amateurs. They was clowns, right? They had each other. They had the little New York block. Dusty dudes sitting in front of a bodega. You know, listen, it's not that I don't respect people that do that. Hold on. This is from what I understand, from what I've read. I could be wrong. My understanding is this: no one deserves to be behind bars. I'm not here. Listen, we know both sides of that story. My thing is this: if you're gonna sit here and test and say, hey, look, this is the lesson learned, then you got to talk about all the lessons. It's not just no snitching. You shouldn't be running around with nobody to begin with talking that gangster shit if you ain't no gangster. All right? You shouldn't be loyal. You shouldn't be loyal to nobody but your family and the people you came with. And you definitely shouldn't be loyal running around with somebody that doesn't have your best interest at heart, right? And
that's why I say,
look, I can't speak. Like I said, hey, it's all fucked up. Everybody that partook in a crime, if the government knows and you confessing, it should be something to where everybody kind of get the same amount of time, but that's not how the government works. They reward the person that's giving them their case because they want to stick as many as people as they can, correct? So my thing is this. Everyone's talking about how he a snake, he a snitch and all this, but them do too. Not only are they snakes, they stupid. Like, you let this man who isn't a gangster get the last hand on you.
Honor amongst thieves.
The feds was already on them before the whole 6ix9ine thing.
Exactly. One last thought, bro. Like, and that's why everything you saying is very true. That's why I think they need to like a professor or somebody, bro, need to really like put this in like some type of form where like you could really give it to these kids and like really use this as a case study to show you so many things to not do, man. But look, check this out.
It started with him.
God bless him. I hope he chill. But I was talking to somebody at work today, and the bottom line is this: as a human being, right? There are very few